Well, hello there. I suppose you didn't see the curb by the driveway, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. Anyways, the Soliad Lansdale is redesigned for the 2003 model year, and as such, it has a slew of new features to go over. Like our new and more advanced Soliad high-tech anti-theft and security system. This system is an improvement on the previous year's Soliad Lansdale's anti-theft system. And I shall walk you through the various tricks that Soliad's high-tech anti-theft and security system has to offer. New for 2003, we added a feature where you can open both the windows by just turning the key. This feature was added in the 2003 model year of the Soliad Lansdale in response to Bruckle's joint venture with AW. Just turn the key to the center locking position and all windows will open on their own, like magic. New for 2003, all models of the Soliad Lansdale come standard with an immobilizer, in response to the rampant vehicle theft of the previous year Lansdales. This immobilizer is designed to prevent any and all unauthorized attempts to start the vehicle, and will also prevent any attempts at hot wiring the vehicle as well. We really wanted to make sure that your Soliad Lansdale is safe and protected. On models with power locks, both doors can be locked and unlocked with the Soliad Lansdale's key fob. Even the sliding doors can be locked and unlocked on both sides. The doors can also be locked and unlocked from the inside using the buttons right by the armrest. Each key fob of the Soliad Lansdale is unique and coded to work with whatever configuration of Soliad Lansdale you have bought. There's also a panic button on the key fob to get yourself out of sticky situations like when someone is about to steal your Soliad Lansdale and you just want to press that panic button. The tips of the key fob itself are designed to only work with your configuration of the Soliad Lansdale. And make sure you put your key in a safe and secure place. And also make sure that it's easy to find, so that you always remember where it is at all times. Keep in mind, not all models of the Soliad Lansdale come with power locks and power windows. Some commercial applications come standard with manual windows. And if you're wondering if your Soliad Lansdale would protect you from an alien invasion or a nuclear fallout, the answer is no. It won't. But anyways, your Soliad Lansdale has all of the anti-theft features that you could ask for. And we made an immobilizer standard on all models, even models that don't have power locks and power windows. All of these new for 2003 high-tech anti-theft and security features are there to make sure that you always keep the car thieves out of your van. And you'll always keep your Soliad Lansdale safe and protected, just how it should be. There's nothing better to have on a hot day than air conditioning. And with the Soliad Lansdale, air conditioning is standard on all models. On the left is the knob for the driver's side vents. In the center is the knob for the passenger side vents. Both of these knobs adjust the fan speed of the air conditioning itself. It's pretty self-explanatory. On the right is the different zones for the air conditioning itself. It can be adjusted on the fly depending if you want to blow more or less air out of the vents themselves. The defrost setting is only recommended to clear away any fog that might appear on the windshield itself, and to clear away any ice on the windshield itself, just in case it's really cold outside. Down below and in the sensor is the various temperature control settings. It can be set to the lowest setting for those hot summer days and the highest setting for the freezingly cold winters. You gotta have something to entertain the kids, right? Well, the Soliad Premium Audio System has you covered. It is an option on all configurations of the Soliad Lansdale and is standard on the higher end models of the Soliad Lansdale. You too can enjoy the rich CD quality audio that the Soliad Premium Audio System has to offer. The radio also has an anti-theft feature to prevent it from getting stolen. Whenever the radio is taken out, the anti-theft system will engage and make this sound. It'll then go into code mode, aka anti-theft mode, and you have to enter the 5-digit code. It can be found in the anti-theft radio ID card, in the first page in the service manual, or in or around the glove box. If the code is entered incorrectly too many times, it'll start making this sound. And it'll then deactivate the radio and you have to disconnect the battery to reset it. If entered incorrectly, it'll once again make this sound, and then the radio will be reactivated. This system will prevent any and all attempts by carjackers to steal your radio. To input the code, press the numbers on the radio and there you go. Simple as that. In the event that you lost your code, here's how you can get it. Simply press 1 and 6 on the radio and then hold for 5 seconds and then press and hold the volume button for another 5 seconds and the code will appear on screen. Or you can call the Soliad service hotline at 1-800-999-7655 to find your code. Keep in mind, the code is unique to the radio of your Soliad Lansdale, and it's important that you do not lose it, and you must always remember it. If the code appears on the radio itself once you tried out the methods, have a piece of paper and a pen or Sharpie ready and write down the code yourself so that you always remember where it is and you don't lose it again. Got it? Well, good. Or if your kids want to watch SpongeBob or the Proud Family or whatever cartoon series they might be into, now they can with the Soliad Lansdale's premium DVD player. This is a new feature added for 2003 and is available on some of the higher end configurations on the Soliad Lansdale. Now your kids can watch their SpongeBob DVDs anywhere and anytime with the Soliad Lansdale's premium DVD player, and they won't even need to shell out the extra money to buy a crappy Video Now player or even a portable DVD player themselves. New for 2003 is the Soliad Fold and Go seats. Simply open one of the sliding doors and fold the seats into the floor. This allows for easier access to the rear seats. But that's not all though. The rear seats can also be folded into the floor. Simply lift up the rear lift gates, or tailgates, or however you want to pronounce it. And then get to the rear access latch on the seats themselves and fold them into the floor for more cargo space. There you go. Now you have more room to store whatever you wanted to store in there, like couches or tables or even arcade machines. Go ahead, store whatever you want. And on commercial applications, there are no rear seats, and the cargo area is always empty unless you put some cargo in there. Some configurations of the Soliad Lansdale also have a cruise control system. In order to engage the cruise control system, simply press the cruise button on your steering wheel, and there you go. Now you will be cruising on the highway, and you can get yourself some rest while you do some relaxing highway driving. And if you want to go at a certain speed, simply press the set button and set it at the desired speed. It can be set depending on which speed you want to go at and which speed limit the road has. It is mostly recommended for highway driving. And it should not be used while it's not needed during town driving. And especially on rural routes. So yeah, now you can cruise in style with the Soliad Lansdale's cruise control system. All models of the Soliad Lansdale also have dash lights, and they can be turned on by flicking the switches that are located right next to the dash lights themselves. And some models also come available with a center clock, and the clock can be adjusted depending on the current time. In order to set the clock, first, put the key into the ignition and turn it to the accessory position. Then, press and hold the time button located right by the radio, and then press the right radio knob if you want to adjust the minutes or the hours. And then after that, simply turn one of the knobs on the radio to adjust the current time. To keep the time permanent, press the time button and the time will stay. But to adjust this time again, if the time changes, simply repeat this process. And I also forgot to mention that some models of the Soliad Lansdale also have a sunroof. And they are also adjustable on some models. They can be adjusted by flicking the switches. Power windows are an option on all Soliad Lansdale configurations, but are standard on the higher end configurations of the Soliad Lansdale. You pretty much know the drill. The windows can be adjusted and they can be opened using the switches. And power locks are also an option on all Soliad Lansdale configurations, but are standard on the higher end models. And of course, they can be switched to the locking and unlocking position. Yeah, you know how power locks work. And power mirrors are also an option on all Soliad Lansdale configurations, but yet again, they are standard on the higher end models. And you can adjust them by using, well, the mirror switch. And some higher end models even have heated seats with 3 different settings that can be adjusted on the fly. And the switches for the heated seats are also located right by the dual zone climate control panel. There are also so many other options you can have on your configuration of the Soliad Lansdale, but I'd be here for hours trying to explain them all. Please refer to your sales brochure for more information on options for your configuration of the Soliad Lansdale. But yeah, with so many options and more, you'd be crazy not to load up on the Soliad Lansdale, and you'd be crazy not to get a higher end model. And some models even have all-wheel drive, so you can always get in and out of snowy weather. But if you're wondering if the Soliad Lansdale comes available with titanium armor plating and optical camouflage, no, it does not. It's not a spy vehicle, and it's not a vehicle for a certain agency. It's just a vehicle for your typical soccer mom and the whole family. With so many options and more, the Soliad Lansdale is a highly customizable vehicle, and you can go all out with the features of the Soliad Lansdale. Yeah, go crazy with all the features. Go ahead. Customize it to your heart's content. So yeah, the Soliad Lansdale is as customizable as a sub from Subway, and you can pretty much customize it however you want it to. The Soliad Lansdale has all the safety features that you could possibly want in a minivan, like Soliad's traction control system, which will prevent the Soliad Lansdale from sliding out of control, especially around winter when the roads are icy, although it's still no replacement for snow tires. Anti-lock brakes, which are standard on all configurations and will prevent the brakes from getting locked up. And driver and passenger side airbags to protect you in the event of a crash. Let's see that again in slow motion. You see, the airbags work on both sides and are standard on all configurations. And new for 2003, we also included side impact airbags. These airbags work in the event of a rollover crash, like this one right here. Let's see it again in slow motion. You see? You never know when you need side impact airbags, especially in a rollover crash like this one right here. But anyways, back to the anti-lock brake system, and they work on any surface like pavement, aka tarmac, wet weather surfaces, aka rain-covered roads, ice and snow, and yes, it even works on snow-covered roads as well. And even works on gravel, aka dirt. But keep in mind, anti-lock brakes do not improve the braking distance. You still have to maintain the same braking distance when using them. You still gotta apply just as much pressure when using the brakes as well. Some Lansdales come available with all-wheel drive, and it is especially useful during the winter, especially on snow-covered roads. You see, if he wasn't a two-wheel drive Lansdale, he would have had to pay for insurance just to get his bumper back. But still, all-wheel drive is no replacement for snow tires. You still need to buy snow tires even when you use an all-wheel drive vehicle. And please refer to your owner's manual for information on which tire size you should get. Standard on all configurations is the telescopic steering wheel. The steering wheel itself can be adjusted depending on the driver's preferences. Like, it can be adjusted in one position for work driving and another position for weekend driving. The steering wheel can be adjusted by using the levers. You pretty much know how this feature works. Some Lansdales come available with leather seats. These leather seats are made with the finest leather that money can buy. And no animals were harmed during the making of these leather seats. And they are even approved by certain animal organizations like PETA. And all models come available with armrests, and some models come available with cup holders. If you are wondering about your CD getting warm, or maybe your engine is getting hotter and hotter, don't worry. That's just normal. You just gotta make sure you don't leave your vehicle running for 2 minutes. Yeah, you don't want to leave your vehicle idling for too long, or else it'll get too hot. Just leave it on for 15 seconds and then go. Just be glad you have all these safety features of the Soliad Lansdale and more. And with all these safety features in the Soliad Lansdale, you can always make sure that you feel safe and protected. And your whole family will always be safe in the hands of your Soliad Lansdale. Maintenance on the Soliad Lansdale is important. To open the hood, first open the door itself, and then get to the hood release. Then get to the hood itself and open it. Now you have access to the various components inside the engine bay itself. First up is changing the oil. You see that thing right by the engine? Well, right on top of the engine block itself. That's the dipstick. To remove the dipstick, simply unscrew it, and then remove it and check to see if the oil is good or if it needs to be replaced. For information on which oil to use, please refer to your owner's manual. The coolant also needs to be replaced eventually. To replace the coolant, unscrew the cap and then check to see how much coolant is still there. For information on which coolant is required, please refer to your owner's manual. There's nothing worse than to have a blown fuse. To locate the fuse panel, simply go to the driver's side, and there you'll find the fuse box itself. Please refer to your owner's manual for the fuse diagram on which fuse should be replaced. Sometimes if you run out of gas or if you're low on gas, it always helps to refuel your Lansdale. First, you have to make sure the ignition is turned off, and then get to the fuel cap. It's not shown here, but the fuel cap is located on the driver's side. It would usually be located on the driver's side. Simply go to the door and unlatch the fuel cap itself, and then get to the fuel cap, and once you go there, you can now open it and then unscrew the fuel filler cap, and there you can put in the nozzle and you can refuel your Lansdale at any time and at any gas station. The last bit of maintenance that we have to show to you on this tape or DVD is replacing the tires, brakes, and suspension. To get to the brakes or suspension and to replace the tires, first, remove the center cap on the wheel hub itself. On models with hubcaps, first remove the hubcap and then get to the bolts. And then, once you're at it, get out your wrench and remove the bolts themselves, and there you go. The tires can now be removed from the vehicle itself. Now that you've removed the wheels and tires, it's time to get to the brakes. First up is the brake pads. Simply get out your tools and remove the brake pads themselves. Please refer to your owner's manual on which tools are recommended to replace the brake pads and which brake pads are needed. Once you've removed the brake pads, it's time to get to the brake discs themselves. To remove the brake discs, get out your toolbox and use your tools, and then remove the brakes and replace them. For more information on which brake size is needed, please refer to your owner's manual. Once you've removed the brakes, it's time to get to suspension. To remove the suspension, get out whatever tools you need and refer to your owner's manual on which suspension is needed. But keep in mind, not everyone's a mechanic. And just in case if you don't know how to replace the tires, brakes, or suspension, please refer to your local mechanic. Simply take your Soliad Lansdale to your local mechanic or Soliad dealership and he'll replace the tires, brakes, or suspension for you. There you go. Your Soliad Lansdale is now fixed up and ready to go. Keep in mind, this DVD or tape is not meant to be a replacement to your owner's manual. You still need to have your owner's manual with you at all times. And for more information on parts and maintenance, please refer to your Soliad Lansdale owner's manual. Anyways, now that you've learned the ins and outs of your Soliad Lansdale, it's time to enjoy it for yourself. It's a great vehicle for the whole family and has all the seats that you could possibly need. Well, that is unless if your family is bigger than 7. And it has near endless amounts of cargo space. You can use all the cargo space you want and more. For more information on trim options and configurations, please refer to your Soliad Lansdale sales brochure or go on www.soliad.com and there you can configure your very own Soliad Lansdale. But for now, it's time to head out. See you around, my friend. And enjoy your very own Soliad Lansdale. And best of luck with your purchase.